This is one of the biggest illusions you tell yourself. You think perfectionism makes you better, stronger, more successful. No, it actually makes you boring and unauthentic. Perfectionism isn't making you better, it's a cover up for being afraid of failing. And on top of that, your surroundings won't fully trust you. So today I'm breaking down why perfectionism is actually sabotaging everything you are trying to build. And more importantly, how to let it go without letting yourself go. And be okay with flaws. First, let's clear something up. Perfectionism isn't about having high standards. It's not about wanting to do well or caring about quality. Perfectionism is the belief that if you're not perfect, you're worthless, a failure, and afraid of people seeing right through you. That's it. That's the core essence. It's the voice that says, if you can't do it perfectly, don't do it at all. It's a feeling that one mistake erases all your successes. It's a fear that people will reject you if they see your flaws. The sneaky part is perfectionism is disguised itself as ambition, as dedication, as just caring about excellency. But they're not the same thing. Excellency says, I want to do my best. Perfectionism says, my best will never be good enough. Excellency is about growth. Perfectionism is about fear. Excellency lets you try new things. Perfectionism keeps you frozen because you might fail. Three types of perfectionism trap people. Self-oriented, you set impossible standards for yourself. Nothing you do ever feels good enough. You're your own worst critic and enemy. The criticism never stops. Other-oriented perfectionism, you expect everyone else to be perfect too. You're constantly disappointed in people because they're not meeting your standards. Spoiler, they can't, because those standards are impossible to live up to. Socially prescribed perfectionism, you think everyone else expects you to be perfect. You're performing constantly, trying to meet standards that probably don't even exist. All three are exhausting. All three are unsustainable. All three are killing your joy. So let's get down to the essence about what this is costing you. It kills your creativity. You can't create freely when you're terrified of making something imperfect. So you either don't create at all or you spend hours editing and re-editing until you sucked all the juice and life out of it and it becomes boring. It destroys your relationships. Nobody can live up to perfect. Not you, not your friends, not your partners. When you expect perfection, you're setting everyone up to disappoint you, including yourself. It makes you procrastinate. Sounds backwards, right? But think about it. If you can't do it perfectly, you don't start. Or you delay until the last minute so you have an excuse when it's not perfect. I didn't have enough time. Feels better than I tried my best and it wasn't good enough. It steals your confidence every time you fall short of perfect, which is literally always, you see it as proof that you're not enough. Your discount your wins. You magnify your mistakes. Your self-worth becomes a punching bag. It drains your energy. Trying to be perfect all the time is exhausting. You're constantly monitoring yourself, constantly fixing, constantly worried. Someone will notice you're not flawless. It's like running a race that never ends. It makes you miss the moment. You're so focused on making things perfect that you forget to actually enjoy them. The dinner you spent hours making, you can't taste it because you're worried the presentation isn't right or good enough. The conversations you're having, you're not really there because you're analyzing everything and needing to know the answer, even before you finished. Here's the hardest truth. Perfectionism doesn't lead to success, it leads to burnout because perfect doesn't exist, which means you're chasing something you'll never catch. So let's dig into where this comes from because you weren't born this way. Babies don't worry about being perfect. This isn't information you have gathered from others and your past. Maybe your parents only praised you when you achieved something. Love felt conditional, so you learned I'm only worthy when I'm perfect. Not blaming anyone, just that it isn't yours. Maybe you got criticized harshly when you made mistakes. So now you think mistakes equal to failure, and failures equals to being unlovable. Maybe you grew up in an environment where nothing was ever good enough. You could get straight A's and still hear about the 1B. So you internalized the standard. Maybe you saw that being perfect kept you safe. If you did everything right, you didn't get yelled at, didn't get judged, didn't get rejected. So perfectionism becomes in your armor. Or maybe social media convinced you everyone else has it all figured out. You see everyone's highlight reel and think that's reality. So now you're competing with an illusion. Here's what you need to know. That scared kid who learned they had to be perfect to be loved, they're still driving your behavior. But you're not that kid anymore. You don't need that armor. It's time to take action, okay? Time for good stuff. How do you actually stop being a perfectionist? So step 1, recognize that perfection is fear. Every time you feel that push to make something perfect, pause, ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? Usually it's rejection, judgment, not being good enough. Name the fear. It loses the power when you see it clearly. Step 2, set good enough standards. Before you start something, define what good enough looks like. Not perfect, not even great, just good enough. Then when you hit that mark, you stop. You're done. This trains your brain that good enough is actually completely fine. Step 3, practice imperfection on purpose. Send a text with a typo and don't correct it. Post something without editing it 17 times. Leave the house with your hair a little bit messy. Do things imperfectly on purpose. Show yourself that the world doesn't end. Step 4, time box your efforts. Give yourself a time limit. I'll work on this for 1 hour, then I'm done. When the time's up, you submit it, even if it's not perfect. This stops the endless tweaking and teaching you've done is better than perfect. Step 5, celebrate progress over perfection. Did you do better than last time? That's worth celebrating. Did you try something new? That's worth celebrating. Did you finish it all? That's worth celebrating. And be proud. Stop waiting for perfect to give yourself credit. Step 6, talk back to the perfectionist voice. When that voice says this isn't good enough, respond out loud if you need to. Actually, this is more than enough. I worked hard and I'm done. Treat the voice like an annoying person you need to stand up to. Step 7, remember that mistakes are information. Mistakes aren't proof you're not good enough. They are feedback. They're how you learn. They're how you get better. Perfection teaches you nothing. Mistakes teaches you everything. Step 8, surround yourself with real people. Find people who are real about their struggles, who shares their failure, who don't pretend to have it all together. This reminds you that being human is normal and that perfectionism is the weird thing, not you. It's boring. Here's what happens when you let go of perfectionism. You create more because you're not paralyzed by fear. You connect deeper because you're not hiding behind a perfect facade. You enjoy life more because you're actually present in it. You fail sometimes and it's okay. That's your wins. You try things and they don't work out. and you're still okay. You show people the real you, and they love you more for it, not less. Letting go of perfectionism doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you become lazy or mediocre. It means you care about the right things. You care about growth instead of performance. You care about connection instead of impression. You care about showing up instead of showing off. Perfect is always boring anyway. Perfect is flat. Perfect has no story. It has no oxygen. It's your imperfection that makes you interesting. It's your struggles that make you relatable. It's your humanity that makes you lovable. So here's your challenge for this week. Do one thing imperfectly on purpose. Just one. It could be small, it could be silly, but do it. And notice that you will survive. Notice that maybe nobody even cares. Notice that you're still you, still worthy, still enough. You don't need to be perfect to be valuable. You just need to be you. And that's already more than enough. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any comments. What could you do if you weren't afraid of being imperfect? See you next week. Until then, free your mind and always choose you.